Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are having an enjoyable session today. I'm going to be spending the next 30 minutes to share with you what Red Hat has to offer to all of you in this mobile application platform space. Earlier in the morning, we had a lot of excellent keynotes, and there were three sets of technologies that were being focused on in the morning, namely IoT, cloud, and mobile. And I want to spend the next 30 minutes to talk specifically around mobile, because mobile is everywhere today. It's basically in every aspects of our lives. A lot of great examples were shared in the morning, examples around how disruptive companies like Uber and Airbnb have completely forced the traditional players out of the business, or they have taken a large chunk of the revenue market share from them. These are examples of how B2C mobile use cases can help disruptive companies to gain an upper hand. But besides B2C type of scenarios, we also see a lot of traction in the enterprise sector. So there are a lot of companies today who have an initiative to develop applications within the enterprise that will be used by their employees, and they see immediate benefits in areas such as work productivity, in areas such as increasing service revenue, as well as being able to do more with less. Take for example the scenario of a mobile field workforce. All right, so these are, for example, your agents or officials working in let's say utilities department, who go to all the different utility plants, get information around the status of how a plant is functioning, capture all this information, and then send it back to the HQ. Traditionally, what they do is that they probably will capture all the information either on paper or either on their laptops, and information can only be then transferred when they are at the HQ. But with a mobile device, everything can be done on the spot and synchronized through the internet. Now, one of the differences when it comes to having a mobile strategy is that it's very much driven by business teams within an organization. In fact, Gartner predicts that over the next couple of years, almost half of the IT spending around mobile initiatives will be coming from business teams within an enterprise. And that's really because while IT may just treat mobile as another set of technology that they maintain, businesses really go to mobile to transform how they are doing their businesses currently and to gain an upper hand against competition. And this transformation around mobile has been going on for the past couple of years. It all started out, I would say, when we saw the first real smartphone from Apple, which is the iPhone. So that was the phase of 2010 to 2013, when we had very simple point applications developed specifically for a certain set of devices, and those are really experimental apps, simple apps. Today we are beginning to see more complex applications, not just in the consumer space, but even businesses are having some type of mobile applications that can be used by their employees. Moving on, in the next couple of years, we will see a total transformation as we see more and more wearable devices, wearable gadgets come to the market. We see IoT spring into full action, and what will happen then is that businesses will then truly move to a phase where wherever they want to roll out new applications, they will make sure that these applications are developed first on mobile devices, followed by traditional devices like your PCs and your laptops. So when that happens, what you'll see, you'll suddenly see a lot of mobile applications that are developed within your organization. Today what I have observed is that a lot of enterprises use their own set of tools and technologies to roll out custom mobile applications. Some of them will outsource it to third-party system integrators. Now this is fine when you have 1, 2, 3 applications, but when you have 10 applications, 20 applications, hundreds of mobile applications, you need to have a standardized way to develop your mobile applications. Now the other thing is that the way that you develop your applications is also going to be very different. So we have this term called systems of record. These are generally the applications of the past that we have developed. And this will be applications that are utilizing technologies like Java or .NET. They are using virtualization technology. Typically take 6 months, 9 months, 1 year to roll out. And they have complex and comprehensive agile development life cycles. Tend to be very heavyweight in nature. These will be examples of your traditional systems that are, for example, your ERP systems, your CRM systems. These systems will be there for long because they capture all the information, important information that is lying within an enterprise. However, moving on, when we talk about mobile applications, we will be using a completely new paradigm, completely new set of tools and technologies. So the next generation of applications, your mobile applications, we also call them systems of engagement or mode 2 type of applications. They'll be typically using technologies like Node.js. All right. The deployment architecture will be more cloud-based architecture rather than on-premise. The technology will be based will be deployed on containers. There'll be DevOps in action. So instead of having 6 to 9 months, deployment can be done like every week or every 2 weeks, and it'll be very lightweight in nature. So this is another difference that we will see over the next few years as enterprises begin to develop more and more mobile apps. There'll be different sets of technologies that be used. So what are some of the challenges that organizations can get into as they begin to roll out more and more mobile applications? So obviously number one is the quantity, the magnitude of the number of applications that you have running. But I would say more important than that is really the ability to support the various internal tools and the various external devices that are available in the market today. Think of it, when you talk about mobile applications, what they are basically, most of you will know, there are 3 different types of mobile applications out there. You can develop, simple web apps that run within the web browser of a mobile app. It could be a hybrid app using frameworks like Apache, Cordova, or it could be a native application that is developed using SDKs provided by Android, Windows, or iPhone or Apple. So there are a lot of different types of toolkits that you will need to support, which means you need technologies, you need the knowledge to integrate these technologies with your apps. And then you have the other set of problems, the external problem, which is today there are so many different types of mobile devices out there. Well, there are 3 different types, right? Generally, mainly you have iOS, you have Android, and you have Windows out there as well. Now, when you look at Android, for example, there are so many different brands, and then you also have different form factors. You have iPhone, you have the tablets, you also have the watch. So it becomes very important for enterprises to ensure that all the applications are tested and working on all of these multiple devices. If they're going to do it, by testing it out on actual devices for all of these various devices, it's going to be very time consuming and long term it's not scalable. Then there's the other aspect to it. When you talk about mobile applications, what is a good mobile application? It is one that provides you value. Value is often unlocked in the back end. How do you get all this information? How do you unlock this? You will definitely need to do some level of integration. So your mobile app needs to talk to backend. That's another problem. Integration is never easy, and if you're going to do point-to-point integration, it's going to be difficult. So you need to have a standardized approach to do this integration. And when we talk about integration, what do I mean by that? It could be integration to your internal CRM systems, internal ERP systems, could be external credit bureau systems, or could be even your middleware systems like your enterprise service bus that you need to integrate. And finally, governance. How do you ensure that you are able to keep track of how these applications have changed over time, different versions? How do you do that? Very, very problematic. So there are a lot of challenges that you will you will encounter if you do not have a well-defined strategy. An alternative would be to use a platform that addresses all of these challenges and provides you a solution to all of this out of the box to standardize your mobile application development life cycle. All right, so I'm happy to share that Red Hat today has such an offering. It's called the Red Hat Mobile Application Platform. Just to give you a quick background, this is a company that we acquired. Okay, the company is called Feed Henry. Okay, Feed Henry. We acquired that exactly like 1 year ago in September last year. So we have now rebranded it. We call it the Red Hat Mobile Application Platform. And as you all know, Red Hat is an open source company. So the Feed Henry the project is now part of the community. So it will be available in the community as Feed Henry, and the enterprise product is called the Red Hat Mobile Application Platform. Now this is an end-to-end platform that addresses every aspect of the mobile application development life cycle. All right, from developing the front app to developing the business logic for your mobile app, as well as the aspect around integration with the backend. It also supports collaborative development, which means you can have multiple users, multiple departments with different permissions and access control developing at the same time. And it provides a lot of out-of-box capabilities to integrate with the variety of disparate backend data sources, backend systems that you have. Now all this is made possible because of certain technology choices that we made when creating this platform, and these are basically the platform is developed natively using Node.js technology. It is running natively on container technology, and at the same time it runs natively on the cloud, which could be a public cloud, private cloud, or a hybrid cloud. So I'm going to go in greater detail. Now when we talk about mobile development, it's similar to when you talk about developing in Java or .NET, as in you will have 3 different tiers. You have front end, you have business logic, and you have the back end. So front end in mobile is really the app development. Now this job will be taken typically by the app developer who is very savvy with all the various HTML5 technologies, the hybrid technologies. How does this particular application platform help you? So it provides a lot of out-of-the-box templates for you to quickly roll out business mobile applications. You also have the flexibility to develop mobile applications that can be generated without writing any piece of code. So these are simple applications to capture information. So you just drag and drop, and within like 30 minutes you can have one application ready and running on the cloud and on your mobile device as well. How do you do this development? It can be online, on the cloud, or on your local machines as well. We support all the various types of SDKs, which means native, hybrid, and all the web apps, as well as templates are provided to quickly start developing all this, using all these native SDKs. Now one of the questions I always get is, I am a customer, I already have developed a lot of these applications in-house using all these native SDKs. Can I use your platform? Not a problem. You can just import all these applications and get all the other benefits that this platform provides. So this platform, when we say support SDKs, you could have already written it, we can just import your apps into the platform. Obviously, one of the very important things around any type of application development is security. So you have various mechanisms to secure your mobile application. So this is the first portion, which is your app development. And then we go to the middle piece, which is your business logic piece, which we also call as the mobile backend as a service. So this is the portion that provides you with all the important capabilities that your mobile application needs to have. So it is easy to write an application. You just go download the SDK, write it. But if you are going to make it ready for the enterprise, there are a lot of other things that you need to have. This includes things like data synchronization. What this means, it means you may want to capture information on your device and make sure that you are able to synchronize back to the headquarters when there is an internet connection available, so that both your phone and the HQ, they have the same piece of information. The other aspect is storage. When you capture information on your phone and you synchronize it, where does it get stored? So we provide you with storage on the cloud, and all this information is stored on the back end for you. Security is very important. So there are various types of security options available, from simple authentication to transport level security. And there's also the option for you to integrate with all the EMM, enterprise mobility management vendors, for example, Mobile Iron. Obviously, a very important aspect is how do you talk and integrate with your backend. So there is a very well-defined set of interfaces that are available to you, so that you can easily integrate with various backend services that you have within your organization or outside. In addition to this, there are a lot of other supporting capabilities that are very useful for an enterprise. This includes life cycle management, the entire life cycle of the application moving from one environment to another, to the aspect of managing multiple versions of the code, multiple versions of the code binaries. Analytics gives you the ability to have information around who is accessing your mobile application, from which location, using what type of device. So this can be useful if you want to track the demographics around usage for your mobile application. A very important facility that we provide you is called the build farm. So some of you who may have done mobile application development, you will have noticed that when you develop an application, a hybrid application, and you want to run it on, you want to support it on Android, iOS, and Windows Mobile, all right, 3 platforms. Now, if you want to generate a binary, for iOS, you need to have a Mac machine. For Android, you have the Linux machine. For Windows app, you need to have a Windows machine. So you need to have 3 different machines to generate the binary. Now, the build farm solves this problem for you. You just check, okay, iOS, Android, and Windows Mobile. It sends your code to the build farm, which is on the cloud. It generates a binary file for you, and within a couple of seconds, or like 1 minute. And then once this is available, you take this binary, you can then install it on your phone. Large enterprises typically will have a lot of different departments developing mobile applications, and they want to have a way to share this with all their employees. So a private app store is available out of the box, so you can host all your applications and apply the various type of authentication mechanisms. Now, with regards to source code management, we are using Git. Very common, very widely used, so you don't have to worry about it. You can probably, if you are using Git as an enterprise SCM, it will be easy to integrate. And like I mentioned, Node.js is a technology that we use to develop all your modules. So on this screen, this is a screenshot how it looks like. So like I mentioned, 3 tiers. You have the front end, which is client. You have the middle tier, the business logic tier, which is your cloud app developed using Node.js, and you have your backend services. So every time you develop your application, you will go through these 3 phases: developing app on the client end, developing the cloud app, and if required, integrating with the backend. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes to talk about each of these 3 phases. So client-side app development, I mentioned just now, it can be done locally on your machine. You can also, if you want to make simple changes, you can just go online and make the change. Not recommended, but sometimes you want to write the code and immediately have it available in the live environment, so you can do it this way. For developers who want greater control, greater level of sophistication, we also provide command line access, and you can use all the various commands to do all the more complex things. Support HTML5, hybrid, native, so all the SDKs are available. So there are a whole list of hybrid apps, for example, that we support. For example, Apache Cordova, Ionic type of applications, and a whole other set of applications as well. Cloud Build Farm, I talked about it just now. Git is a source code management system. So you can just pull the entire project and make your changes locally, and then push it back to update everything back onto the cloud. There is also, like I mentioned, a HTML5 form app wizard. So this wizard allows you to develop codeless applications. Like these are not supposed to be your complex applications. If you want to write a simple application that captures information very quickly, then you can go to the drag and drop environment to quickly create it and deploy it. And you can test it out as well. I'll share with you where you can obtain access for this particular platform. Then the central piece, Node.js. So when you use a mobile application, you will submit some information to the backend, which is to the application on the cloud. Now what that application will do is it will then do some business logic, apply some business logic on the information that is sent. Now the language that we are using for this is Node.js. So you may ask, why did we choose Node.js? Couple of reasons, but three of the most important reasons is, number one is because of its event-driven non-blocking I/O model, which is very important for mobile applications. Mobile application, you don't expect when you are interacting with your applications that when you send a request, you wait for the request to come back. You don't do that. And Node.js, because of its non-blocking I/O model, it's very suitable for mobile applications. The other thing obviously is it's lightweight and at the same time very good in terms of performance, which is very useful for mobile phones because mobile devices don't have that much CPU capacity or resources as your traditional laptops and desktops. And the third reason is, today if you look at JavaScript technologies, Node.js comes up to be the number one. It's the most popular JavaScripting technologies. Very, very vibrant community. There are hundreds of thousands of NPM modules available. So what you see here is an example of NPM modules that are already available on the Node.js community website. You can just import it and start using it with the mobile application platform. So for example, you develop a mobile application platform that needs to retrieve information from a MySQL database. You don't need to write any Node.js code to talk to MySQL. You just go to the community website, import the module, and then there will be a UI that will be presented where you put in all your database connection parameters. So it's as simple as that. So that's the third reason. A lot of modules are available out there for you to use. And finally, the backend portion. This is really getting the business logic app to talk to your backend. So like I mentioned, we have a well-defined set of interfaces available for you to communicate and integrate with all your backend services. Now, what are some of the other platform features? Some of these I briefly described, but this is really around other peripheral type of features that you will need. Team-based collaboration. So in a typical mobile application project, you'll have two sets of teams. You'll have the front-end developers, you have the back-end developers. So these two developers will be doing different parts of the applications, and they can do this collaborative development together. And you can have multiple teams doing this development at the same time. Push notification is also very important. So this is something that we already have that available today. I think it's going to be available, but push notification allows you to send notification to your mobile, the end user. So for example, if you make some changes on your backend and you want to notify the user of new updates, new capabilities, that can be done through push notifications. And I talked about lifecycle management and the rest of the capabilities already. What you see on this right side here are all the admin type of features that you have available. So very granular level of control that you can, granular access that you can define for all the various types of users. So how will if let's say an enterprise wants to start developing applications, how will the process look like? This is very simplistic, but essentially you will start off by creating a project on the platform, and then there will be two different paths. One path is that of developing the app, which will be done typically by developers who are skilled in web technologies. So you create the app, and then once that is done, you build the app on the build farm to generate the binaries for all the different devices. Then you take this binary and you can put it on your iPhone or your Android and Windows device. Okay. Now that is that's a dummy application, because that application needs to talk to the cloud application, right, at the back end. So that part of the application will be developed by your backend developer. This will be your Node.js developer who will develop the cloud app and also do the necessary integration with some backend services. And then this app, once it's created, it will also be developed onto the cloud. So eventually, once that is done, when somebody uses this app, the communication happens with the cloud app that is deployed on the cloud. So what do we have available today? So today we have a hybrid cloud deployment where development and management of apps, both of these is done on the cloud. And we have the MBAS, which is the back-end part of it. So we have the front end, which is the app that goes on the phone, and you have the back-end, the cloud app. The cloud app is on the running on our OpenShift platform as a service version 3.1. And you can create all the various sets of environments, from development to test to production. Now, what is actually created whenever you want to develop a new cloud app? So basically, it comes with three things. Okay, there will be a section for containing your Node.js code. So this is your business logic code, obviously, but it also comes with the caching mechanism and the MongoDB, where you capture all your app-specific information. All right. So these are the three components that come together with every cloud app that you create on the cloud. So today, so you can go to this URL, openshift.feedhenry.com. All right, it's free. You don't need. You just need to get an account. Make sure you have an OpenShift online account first, and then you register for this, and you'll be able to try out everything. So what this model is like is you have OpenShift Online, which hosts your mobile backend as a service and your cloud code, and then we have the Red Hat mobile application platform. It's separate. All right. Now we have what's our roadmap? Our roadmap looks like this. We are also planning the same thing for OpenShift Enterprise. Okay, so there was OpenShift Online for public users. For enterprises, this is the roadmap to have everything available here. Obviously, OpenShift, when we talk about OpenShift, it's using all these various technologies. So the mobile platform will run on top of OpenShift. So in summary, the Red Hat mobile application platform, it's built using all the latest technologies. And I would say the biggest benefit that organizations would get is you have a structured and standardized way to not just roll out your applications, but also support all the variety of devices that are available out there. So what we do is whenever a new device comes, so you have a new watch that is coming, we'll take the template of that watch, we put it onto the phone, and then you can do all your emulation, your testing. So all these are some of the challenging things when you do mobile development, certifying your applications on different devices. All this can be done, out of the box, and the fact that it provides you with all these other peripheral features to make your application enterprise grade will really help you to be successful on your in terms of your mobile journey. That's what I have today. Thank you very much for your time.